Ted Jones messed with the wrong melon farmers.
Ted Jones, I also call him the eighth wonder of the real estate world.
Ted Jones, who knows, it could be.
Ted Jones?
The Ted Jones World Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Ted Jones World Podcast, episode 37. Pat, nice to see your lovely face. How are you doing, sir?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. We have a special guest who actually went to college with both of us, I'm sure, as you know, Christy Barre. Christy has been fully active on Instagram, was scrolling through her page, and she just has a lot to say about the status quo and thinks things should be differently. So, Christy, where are you? Hello, how are you? Christy Barre, how's everything?
Hi, thanks so much for having me on your show. What's up, everyone?
Thank you so much for coming here. So where are you right now? Your room looks very organized and neat. You have some Post-its on your door, which
Yes.
Pat see. I have some in the studio, so it's not that crazy. But go ahead. Where are you?
So I'm in San Diego right now. I moved from the East Coast to San Diego in December. Yep, with my boyfriend. So we're out here, and I did just make my bed. The floor is messy, but you can't see that.
You know what I mean? Even though you guys can't see it, I got my bed right here, and I figure I at least need to make it for the podcast just because I got to get a better vibe in here. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. And I do this by the window, so I get the natural light. It's like my ghetto setup, but it works.
Hey, as long as it's working. So are you and your boyfriend in a one-bedroom, one-bathroom right now in San Diego?
Mm-hmm.
How has that been? I mean, how long have you guys been locked up in your apartment going out probably here and there, but how long has it been?
Yeah. I guess it would be when we got back from Hawaii. So end of March, we found flights to Hawaii kind of before this whole quarantine really got super serious. You were hearing about it here and there. But we found tickets for $99. So we were like, okay, need to go.
Wait. From San Diego to Hawaii is $99?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I mean, definitely with everything going on because the flights dropped. And so we were there. And then right when we got back, it was kind of everything was closed. Our gyms were closed, restaurants, everything.
Okay.
So end of March to now.
So how has it been? We have not had anyone on the podcast yet who has been in quarantine with their significant other. We just kind of need to know how it's been. I mean, is it stressful at times or it's all good?
Okay, well, let me give a little backstory. So I feel like we have a unique situation where we actually both work from home regardless. So that just in and of itself is super different. So we've gotten used to that. The quarantine thing, when working from home, has thrown off our schedules a little bit. We can't really go out to go to the gym. So we definitely are home and in each other's spaces a lot more. And I told him I was going to mention this, but he now has Call of Duty and he's been playing that all the time. And it's so loud and annoying.
I've actually been thinking about getting a PS4 or an Xbox. I don't know. What are they on, Pat? Xbox 360 now? No, more than that.
One, I think it's called.
Xbox. All right, Xbox One. I was thinking about getting one of those and just playing 2K basketball. I'm not much of a FIFA guy, but I would definitely play some Warzone. And I feel like it would take up way too much time. So
it definitely does, but he's a big lacrosse player, and lacrosse is kind of on hold now, so it's right. Different outlet.
So you guys moved out there. Christy again went to college with us too, Pat and myself. And Christy, how do you feel? Did your degree at UConn really matter in your life? Just looking back on things, obviously, when you were in the mix, you met some great people, of course, and a lot of connections and whatever. But do you think that it was worth I don't know, all the money that you paid?
If I'm being honest, no. Just blatantly, I actually had this conversation with my family. We were at Easter dinner or whatever, and my parents were like, "Oh, if you could go back in time, what would you study?" And my brother answered with something, and then he was like, "Christy, I feel like you wouldn't have even gone if you knew that." If I knew what I knew today.
Right.
Which I think is different. And I think that that's going to shape future generations to come, the price of college, the student loans. I have student loans and I'm not even using my degree. So it's definitely really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, especially at like a school like out of state, like UConn, I know was around like between like $40,000 and $50,000 if you were living on campus and such and then there's meal plans and all the extra costs that come with, going to a foreign place and living there and I don't know, needing your books and whatever. But
Yeah.
it seems that the only thing that you need now for college are books and like a computer.
Literally, everything's on a computer. It's like
so like I feel like that realistically combined shouldn't cost more than $5,000. But hey, I don't know. Don't come after me, colleges, if people stop going to you.
Literally, I mean, and I'm not gonna lie, but like people who I love, like, I mean, you listen to like Gary Vee and some top entrepreneurs who have dropped out of college, like don't even have a college degree, or maybe they have a college degree, but they're like, I've literally learned everything through Google and YouTube, because people are giving so much free information. Like, I mean, people who are in business school, or sorry, people who have like started businesses and are CEOs, multi-million-dollar owners, are like, I knew nothing about business. It's like trial and error and just actually like learning as you go.
So we're talking about, college and it really potentially being non-existent, especially since people are so successful without it. And now this Corona situation has just changed the ball game. What do you think that employees and employers are going to fully realize over this time? Are office spaces going to get cut in half? Are there going to be 25% of the people at restaurants? What do you think? What's the 401?
I think that, or sorry, were you saying something?
Go ahead.
I was saying, I think that people are going to realize how many meetings could have been taking place over email or like a quick phone call, and not needing that, like, oh, schedule an hour in your day for this like brainstorming session. It's like just like more efficiency. And I think our generation's different from the generation that came before us, where maybe they're like planning meetings, or like, we have to have this meeting to catch up here and there, and like we're just like, get to the point, let me send you an email, like if it's a little confusing we'll follow up. But so much can be done just through like effective communication.
Right. And especially like online. And it seems like this younger generation, millennial, and Pat, what's younger than millennial? Is it Gen X?
Gen Z.
Gen Z. Is he right, Christy?
Well, one of them. I always get so confused.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. I don't think there's actually like an official title, but I know that people are saying XZ, the baby boomers.
I think it's like X and then Z.
Okay. Well, anyway, the baby boomers are out of touch, in my opinion, and I think things are changing. Pat gets upset with me when I say that meat is going extinct and the world's fully going vegan, but hey, they're saying Beyond Meat could be the new Amazon or Facebook.
Are you vegan now, by the way?
That's a wild thing. I am. Okay. So I actually had, the last time I had meat, Pat, you were there. It was during, what episode was that? I did Chick-fil-A and Popeyes.
Oh, I listened to that. Your comparison.
So I did that comparison. It was a bizarre episode. We got two of those sandwiches and compared them, but check it out. I can't remember fully which one was better, but that was the last time I had meat. So it's been like 5.5 months. I don't eat eggs. I don't have dairy, but
Wow.
I used to eat chicken a lot. So
yeah, that's like my go-to.
Chicken. Yeah, and then like the cheese. Yeah, forget about it. So I'm not like trying to be hardcore vegan, but I'll take a look at the ingredients, and if it has some milk or eggs in there.
Well, I think our generation's like,
eat it.
Yeah, like we're not way more, but I think just like the health conscious and like health and wellness is so much larger now than it even was few years ago. Like even
100%.
When we were in college, I'm like, a bagel, a cookie for breakfast, and now I feel like
oh
it's
my
like,
god, like the chicken parm Alfredo from the student union. I was like, what am I eating here?
The taco wraps,
so delicious, everything, all that crap back there. And then if you just think about it like for real, and you just think about where the food is coming from, whatever, I won't lecture everyone, but I think that it might get there, so we'll see.
I could see that.
Yeah, I don't know. So in talking about, getting your news from Wikipedia or Google, I mean, it's definitely a very solid way to get information these days. That's like likely where I get all my information.
Google.
So why don't you give us a little bit about, or tell us a little bit about what you do in terms of, making money doing what you love and challenging the status quo.
Well, so really funny, I'm going to loop Pat into this. So Pat and I had our first job out of college. We worked together at a company.
What? I didn't know
Yeah.
this.
I did not love it. Pat quit before me, and I was like so mad at him. I was like, oh my god, one of my friends is leaving.
How long did he last?
I think I started in June and I ended up quitting in like October.
All right, dude. Well, you made it longer on the Ted Jones World podcast, bro. I mean, you're here to stay. But Christy, so anyway, what were you guys fully doing together?
Oh my god. Okay, so we were in like IT recruiting. I just like won't name the company just like for whatever purposes. I think they had like
Yeah. All good. We don't need names. We just need juicy
contract
stories.
signed. But yeah, so we were in like IT recruiting, and it was like a company that really targeted college kids, you know, like the Red Bull Flip Cup, like happy hours every single day. And so as someone coming out of college, it's like, oh, that's super exciting. Like I kind of want to keep up my college. Like I want to go out, make new friends, like more 20 somethings, like Red Bull Flip Cup at 3 p.m. every day. Super cool, right, Pat?
Yeah,
But,
Pat, wait, why did you or Christy finish your story and then we'll ask Pat why he left?
so oh yeah, I left there too. It was just not a good vibe. But it ended up just being like, oh god, I don't even know, Pat, like you can chime in, but it was just not a good work environment. Like our bosses were like 25, and you know, people were like hooking up with each other here and there, and it was just like
in the office? Wait, really in the office?
Pat, would you say
Oh,
probably?
I don't know about physically in the office, but I never heard
People
that.
were hooking up at the bar, right? I took that too
Well,
far.
yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
a bunch
It
of
was like
people
people are
are-
hooking up in the office. This place
Yeah,
does
well-
sound like a party office. So, okay, as we were saying before, Chrissy, you know, you get your news from Wikipedia, Google, whatever outlet you follow on IG, whatever, Twitter. What shows are you watching right now? You know, have you seen Game Changers on Netflix? That's something that I guess I can revert back to in terms of being vegan. I don't know. That may have started this whole thing for me. It got me a little bit further. But go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch that, but I have not watched that. Okay, I'm obsessed with Outer Banks.
I've heard good things.
Have you guys, either of you, watched it?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched the whole season. It's pretty good.
You watched the whole season? All right, I'm learning a ton of new things about Pat, but go ahead, Chrissy. If you
That's
can,
that's what I'm here for, forming more of a bond.
yeah. So if you could just tell us like what it's about, kind of, and don't spoil anything, if you may.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna do my best. But it's basically like it's located in the Carolinas, and it's about these like two. It's kind of cool because it brings in class a little bit. It's like the Pogues who are, you know, lower class, and then the Kooks who are upper class. Like they have two homes. They have a summer home and like a home on the regular
Wait,
island.
are these their last names, the Kooks and the Hoax?
No.
They're like the crews. So like there's like the kook crew who's, you know, wealthy and they have all the money and they're at like the country club parties, and then there's like the Pogues who kind of like live in shacks on the water.
Okay, so they enjoy a good piece of property, but small wise.
I guess, yeah. So, that's probably like you are not explaining this well at all, but essentially there's a core group of people, and the lead guy's name is John B, and his dad was killed or was lost looking for treasure on some ship. I can't remember the name of the ship.
Ooh, cool.
And then so he finds, like, the son finds all these clues, and essentially it's like a huge treasure hunt. Sounds kind of lame, but it's really cool.
No, I mean, I feel like it's number one on Netflix right now. It's up there.
It's like skyrocketed really fast. But long story short, they basically go on a treasure hunt. It's a group of like 5 kids. Obviously there's like problems along the way, and it ends on a huge cliffhanger. So I need season 2 to be released.
There you go. And I would expect nothing less from Netflix. They got to keep those viewers watching. Am I right, Pat?
Yeah, it's like corny, but it's really good.
It is. It's super corny, but amazing.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen, speaking of corny, I've been seeing over my sister's shoulder, her watching All American. I don't know. That seems pretty corny to me, but I only saw the first episode. Have you guys watched that at all?
Mm-mm.
I don't know. Apparently a ton of people are watching it. So like something weird happened in the news that we were talking about a couple episodes, Pat. Kim Jong-un, he's like alive and now it's cool. So apparently there's rumors that he faked his death to like expose people in the government to see if they would talk about him. So if that is true, I would assume, you know, a good amount of people may have been killed. I don't know. What did you guys initially think about the Kim Jong-un situation? Why would he disappear for so long?
Well, because I heard we might be talking about this, I did do some Googling, and I did read that his family has like a history of like disappearing and then
Right, I read that too. What the heck?
So I'm like, okay, like that. I mean, it must be some strategy, or for them, like a strategy maybe to like see who's, like you were saying, maybe like super loyal or something, and like if there's rats or leaks or like anyone trying to do anything to them.
Yeah, literally. And
Such an
speaking of rats,
extreme
we can't forget Pat's boy 6ix9ine. I'm just kidding, not Pat's boy. The rapper 6ix9ine, rainbow haired guy. He had 2 million views on his Insta Live the other day, and apparently the guy made $3 million. Excuse me, made $3 million in 2 days selling his merch, and he tried to give 10% of it to No Kid Hungry, but they graciously declined.
They wouldn't take it,
which is funny. No, yeah, I mean this guy was a troublemaker. You know, granted, all the people that did him wrong had it coming, I suppose, but I mean, he was just trying to be cool, trying to impress the gang life.
Oh,
Even though he wasn't really too hard, as they say. And he looks like he's up to his old shenanigans, Pat. We won't talk too much about him because I don't want to give him that much credit. All right, so anyway, this guy 6ix9ine had to be in his house and had to relocate and whatever. So hopefully
I did see that, like someone, he gave up his location or something.
Yeah, exactly. His neighbor like saw him, and even though he couldn't even go outside, they still saw him from inside. So Christy, when do you think that things are going to reopen? Are things going to go back to normal? I saw that the LA Times just reported that for the next 3 months, there will be a stay-at-home order. That is till like at least August 15th, guys. So
okay, yeah, this is why
scary.
I'm not gonna lie, like the US is very confusing right now because it's different in every single state and in every single city. So like a few examples, like LA just released that, but like I was literally just in Newport. I don't know. I mean, literally the Newport governor or whatever, Newport mayor was like, I'm not closing my beaches. Like my people are following the social distancing 6 feet. So yesterday I'm like, I'm at Newport Beach, just like hanging out. San Diego, like our parks are open, our beaches are open for like activities. And then like my boyfriend's brother and brother's girlfriend are here, and Ohio's opening up restaurants in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how like every governor of each state like really has their own agenda for the most part. And I know that like New York is part of like a pact that won't open until other places open, but you can imagine we'll probably have kind of the same parameters as LA, just because like New York City is such a crowded city. But I just don't even know how people are going to really survive, especially people who own stores in New York City and they're not open because they're not essential. Forget about it. It's tough out there. Understood. But I feel like people are collecting unemployment, which is good. And it's just like, how long is that going to really last? I mean, you should start something on IG, right, Christy?
Yes, but I've seen like so many small businesses like trying to do that, or I see people who are like trying to pivot and like using right now as like a really excuse to be like, and this is why I'm going online, but they've wanted to do it for so long.
Yeah, it's definitely the new generational times. And even looking at China, people are wearing masks, people are getting tested every place they walk into. So it'd just be crazy to think it's the new norm.
Yeah, I don't know like if I hope, knock on any wood near me, like I hope we'll go back to normal. Like it's just,
what is normal though for you? What is normal?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, probably not wearing a mask, but like the thing is, it's like I know that protects like other people. So who like, it's just like being smart, I guess, like washing your hands, not getting too close to people, not being on top of people, which is great because like I like my space. Like please, like when we're at a bar, I'm like, please don't walk over me. Like I'm not in Huskies, thank you.
Oh my God! So Huskies, I don't know if you guys had heard previously with the boys, episode 35. I had two of my roommates on from college, and they were talking about Huskies. But Huskies, Chrissy, as Chrissy just said, was the most packed, swamped bar of all time. There was 3 bars on campus, and if you went to that bar on nickel night, whatever it's called, nickel night, and there were 4 drinks for $1, you literally had to post up at that bar, get the 4 drinks for $1, drink them all, and then just get 4 more drinks. It was a sweaty pit in there, and I can imagine disease would thrive in that environment.
Oh my God, yeah. I'm pretty sure, I think Huskies is closed anyways, which is so sad. But.
Wait, you mean it closed down for good, or they're not an essential business?
Well, they moved it. It's where what's it called used to be, Thirsties.
Or that place wasn't even that great. So
Thirsties. What kind of name is that?
That building, but I think it's still there.
Oh, okay. So it moved.
Yeah. But the old one is not anything right now, like the original Huskies. It's just like an empty building, I think.
Oh, I feel like we were like OGs, you know, like we were in the original building.
Yeah, begging the guys to let us in, even though we were underage. Hilarious.
Wait, we gotta get back to more of what Christy does. We started talking about it, and then we.
Please go ahead. Excuse me, Christy. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's fine. That's my brain over here. But okay, I mean, I guess in short, I help personal brands and small businesses make money online, mainly personal brands, and then specifically through Instagram, just because I started doing it as a hobby, and then it's transitioned into like multiple different revenue streams, literally through and from Instagram. So I help people basically monetize their Instagrams.
Okay, well, I guess we can definitely use some help over here. Pat, I don't know if you just fed that up for us, but that was terrific. So, Christy, we've had a few ads here on the pod before, but nothing locked in. So we'll talk offline, and we'll see if we can get Ted Jones World Instagram popping more. Everyone, thank you so much for listening and tuning in, whether you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or you're seeing everyone's beautiful face here on YouTube. This is truly terrific. Christy, thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yes, and Christy is a huge Ted Jones World fan, which we appreciate. We're sending you a T-shirt. Pat, we're sending her a T-shirt. So we'll get all your info after this. Excuse me, what?
I didn't know you guys had T-shirts. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. We're sending you a T-shirt. Christy, thank you so much. Pat, you're the man. All right. I will talk to you all offline later.